Okay, so good morning everybody to the second day of our AOS 2013 conference or workshop. I'll start with go through a little bit what we're going to do today, very briefly. You have the program, but I'll just highlight a few items here. We will begin by having some keynote talks, and Jean-Claude is going to be the moderator of that. And after that, we'll continue with a panel discussion on agency perspectives on Arctic observing coordination and international. I must have dropped something there. But nevertheless, you'll see the full line in the agenda. We'll have a coffee break after that, and then we're going to be charged again with a task for the new working sessions today. We are going to, Haya will get back to you with all the details on that, but essentially we will continue more or less in the same groups, etc. After lunch, we will have a plenary session, and that will be followed by the continuation of the working sessions. And this afternoon, we're going to report again. And we'll see, so it's pretty much the same procedure as yesterday. I'll try a little bit to recap what happened yesterday. I think it was actually very good discussions, and I think even though we are a very big crowd and we need to reinvent the wheel many times, but there are really a lot of good new outcomes here from this very broad community. They were both very general and both very specific suggestions that came out yesterday. I think in general, I tried to pick out the absolute basic items that came out from all the groups that were echoed. And what was echoed was definitely an improved connection between stakeholders and the Arctic observing community. But we also asked ourselves, many of us did, who are the stakeholders? In the group I was chairing, we definitely sat there and felt like we were split apart in one stakeholder part and one observing part, many of us. And I think it also was raised up that we maybe need to survey more the stakeholders and the stakeholders' needs and come a little bit to grip with that term in general. I think it was echoed that we need an improved international coordination between logistics, between an improved international coordination and long-term commitment for funding. And I think I'll get back to that in a while. I think that is very important. And an improved research access and data sharing. This is really nothing new. So the question is, how can AOS 2013 make a difference, really make a difference, so we can progress to this? We have discussed this in many venues before. So what we think is that today's workshop session, we really need to come down with short and specific recommendations, and this is pretty difficult. But I think we think that one important thing is to come up with a new mechanism for funding and dialogue between funders and scientists and stakeholders, because we are not there at all. It is a very difficult task today to get funding for these long-term commitments that has to do with observations. So I think we need to try to think carefully how to craft recommendations that they can really make a difference and that can make an impact. So I think that is our mission today, in the end of the day. And with that, I'd like to welcome Jean-Claude.